Hey friends, Susan here, was busy with the quickie. Sorry, I started this a few minutes ago and I had some technical difficulties. For some reason my iPhone that I was using as a camera kept putting itself to sleep. Rather than figure out what its problem was, I decided to just start over and restart the whole birthday card class. Tonight I am working with Handsomely Suited. We're going to be using this set of stamps, and some of the stamps are on blocks, so ignore this, dies, and some of the Handsomely Suited Designer Series paper, along with cardstock and some birthday cards to make birthday paper to make 3 birthday cards. My husband just came sneaking in on me to bring me a beverage in case I started coughing. I discovered I had no image on my previous broadcast when I turned because I was choking on nothing. I've had a cough and, well, it was like an upper respiratory crazy thing for about a week. Well, it's over a week. It's about 16 days, and I'm really kind of tired of it. Okay, so if you missed the previous part, I used our small die cut machine, and I used the tie die to cut out these 3 pieces of Designer Series paper. These and this piece are from the Handsomely Suited Designer Series paper. Okay, so what I want to do now, and I put a tiny little dot on here so I could do this myself, is I want to put the ties on here. And I'm going to glue the ties down, and they're going to be flat. Guys, why am I having so many technical difficulties tonight? Now my glue, she does not want to come out. Let me stab it with the pin. See if I can convince it. There it comes. Yay. I'm like, enough with the technical difficulties already tonight. I was supposed to do this last night, but my poor husband, his car would not start when he went out of his office after work. So he got a coworker to give him a jump start, and it totally threw our schedule off because we had to, when he got home, it would not restart. So we had to go, jump the car, take it, get a new battery, and blah, blah, blah. So that killed some of our evening. And then I went to make this side dish to go with the yummy fish we were having and broccoli. And seriously, one of the sweet potatoes in the bag was icky at the bottom, and it had, infected all the others. So I had to do a total quick find something different as a side dish moment. Turns out I punted and did well. Husband and son were thrilled with the side dish. Okay, so that's why I wasn't here last night. Tonight I have no such excuses. I'm just having technical difficulties. Okay, so this is the basic card. Now what I'm going to do is I have already put the sentiment again from the Handsomely Suited, and I'm using Cherry Cobbler to match this dark red in this card. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've already cut my little strip of paper. This is about 3/8, I think, of an inch wide. Not the best. I'm going to try that one more time and see if I can do it better. And if I can, yay. And if I can't, then I got a decent one there. Ooh, that's worse. Alright, I fibbed. I'm going to turn it over and try one more time. Well, that time I think I'm crooked. Alright, so you know what we're going to use? We're going to go back here to this original one, and we're going to use that. But first, I'm going to cap the glue, get rid of the ink before I am wearing it, because if anyone knows me, they know I can wear the ink. So I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to use this stamp, which is the Pick-a-Punch Banners. And yes, I really do have those labeled because I cannot remember what some of the punches are called sometimes. All right. Oops. Let me get up here where you can actually see what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is cut these down so that the space from the word is roughly the same size. Yes, I could get out the ruler and measure, but you know, what's the challenge in that? Alright, so you just push that in there, you push the strip in there, and center it so the V is in the middle of the paper, and then you punch. Now, I will tell you, this is a great, great punch. It does these two ends, and this is a 1/2 inch wide, 3/4 of an inch wide, and an inch wide. Now, as you just saw, I ran 1/4 of an inch down there, but I had to kind of center it by hand. So, yeah, I love this thing, though. And there are actually a couple of these. Alright, now some of you know I love our strip adhesives. They come in long strips and are great for things like, putting on the back of your sentiment here. Or what they're really good for, honestly, is if you're making like shaker cards. They're really good for that. So I'm going to use it for my tie clip sentiment. And there we go. That's card number 1. That was super, super easy. Okay, you ready for card 2? Card 2 is also super, super easy. Let me get card 2 over here. Card 2, I made some changes from the version I'm showing you here. I liked this, but the more I looked at it, I thought it would look better if this were narrower, this whole section. So when I cut the card to do with you, I used this as an example of how wide I wanted this to be. So I've already cut my pieces again, or at least the ones I could. That's for stamping. This is my base card. This is my inside. And I'm not sure what this is for. This is for stamping. Duh. This is going to go on here. And remember I told you I made this smaller? So this time this is going to be a little less wide, and I think that'll look better. And I have all these colors up here. And the sentiment stamp. Alright, so what I'm going for are these pieces of paper here, though I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Light blue. Light blue, where are you hiding? I don't know where light blue went, but that's okay because I have more of him right up here, and that was scored improperly, so I just ripped across where it was scored. Alright, first thing we do is we're going to stamp our bow ties. So I'm going to use Misty Moonlight on Seaside Spray paper or cardstock. Need my stamp cleaner. Sorry, guys. Look, I got a new one because my other one was so horrible looking. All right. And next, let me close this guy up. Next, I'm going to use Granny Apple Green on the Pear Pizzazz cardstock. Yay. And last, I've got some, I don't know if I've got Smoky Slate or Gray Granite. I don't remember which one I grabbed. I think this is Gray Granite cardstock. And I'm going to stamp on it in Basic Gray, which is a little darker. But first, I'm going to clean this guy again. There we go. Okay, and then onto my gray. I'm doing this basic gray darker ink. There we go. Yay. Alright, let me see. I also, while I'm stamping, I will need to stamp the sentiment, and I will do that in just a moment. These were both pretty easy cards, number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is not so much, not easy, it's just a little more challenging. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this, or punch this. There we go, and hope that I hit that right. I probably should have done that the other way around, but I didn't. Alright, let me get rid of this guy. And what I'm going to do is the sentiment in Night of Navy so that it matches the background. Okay, here we go. I think our light looks okay tonight, doesn't it? I noticed in my last video that I was washing out everything, and I didn't like that. You know, that looks okay. Not great, not bad. Good enough that we are going to use it. Right, I know that I need this stamp for the next card, so I'm going to put that into my next little... Oh no! I got it wet. Well, that's what happens when you're not paying attention and you're chit-chatting and doing things while you're putting away. So, let's try this again. We're going to stamp this guy. A little darker and went up a little bit that time too. We're going to try this again, and did you notice I got smart and moved it out from under my damp chamois case there? Double check that that's dry. Put that back over there. Hate it when it messes up on me. Put away that Night of Navy. Alright, we're going to need... sorry, reaching across here. Hope that I'm not totally in that picture. Alright, so what we need are... I've already got that in there. I'm still trying to figure out. I think when I thought I was going to stamp on white is what that was from. Alright, need my baby guy again. And here we go. Little baby guy. And you know what? A few minutes ago, when I started coughing, I think that was the problem, is that I had just pulled this guy out, so maybe he's not liking me today. Alright, I hope you can see all of this. All I'm going to do is do one of these at a time and put the die right on top. And if I wanted to be absolutely perfect with this, I would get out my easy release tape and do that, but I'm just going to kind of wing it and hope it works. Okay. Move my little guy back there. Okay, number 1's a little low, but looks good. Alright, here we go. Number 2. Having learned from number 1, I'll try to put number 2 up just a little. I don't think I did. I bet it looks the same. Okay. And I know you can hear the clicking as it goes through. This guy is great for little quick things. You don't have to haul up the bigger cutter. I really like this for that reason. Now, if I had 3 of these, I would have just lined them up in a row. But if these were big, I would have used, obviously, the larger cutter. I do like my die cutting, though, I will say. Okay. Let's see how we did on him. I'm off a little bit on each one, but you know what? I am not going to sweat it because that's just the way it is. Okay, baby's going away. Okay, let's put this together a little bit. So the first thing I did, obviously, was put this background on here. Is this not great paper? This is from our, I can't remember the exact name, but it's our birthday paper that's in the designer series paper section. And I really, really like the different patterns on this and the things you can do with it. And it has lots of different colors, and it's just a really good all-purpose paper. And I got excited when I found this navy in there because I thought it was perfect for this. Okay, now the thing I did with these ties and the sentiment is I used our dimensionals, which are, this is not turning, which are right here. And my twine got caught. Alright, put the dimensionals on the bad side there, and just on the general back right here. Yep, I might have to take a drink or a little sip of this thing hubby brought me. I'll be so happy when this is gone. I found out today that my son-in-law also has this yucky thing. He had to go to the doctor today with it, in fact. Apparently, it is going around aching, which is sad. No, I don't think that one came off. Guy, stop sticking to me and work properly. There we go. 3. I don't know if that one didn't come up. Did that? That one still didn't come up. Okay. Every now and then, these guys are cranky. So sorry about having to clear my throat repeatedly. It's either that or we're going to have, like, you know, silent video. Think silent movies. Not good. Alright, got all of that. Okay, so we're going to go back over here and get that guy off my finger again. And I like the wrinkled part at the top. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to that. I just like it that way. And you know what I didn't do was check the measurement to see where I am here. Okay, this guy is 2.5 inches wide, so I want the middle to be at 1 1/4, and that's not bad. All right, we'll go with that. And number 3. Okay, now, before I do the last one, I'm going to put a little twine around here. This is the other change from the previous version of this. Previously, I only did, and that's a glue dot, by the way, I only did 1 circle around here. This time, I think I'm going to lap around twice. Push that in there. I use that dot to hold that on the back. Yep, I like that better. Okay, so we're going to get our card back over here. And without pushing that down, I'm going to kind of figure out where this is going. And I think, well, I could use this. I'm just trying to decide which adhesive to use. And, okay, maybe that wasn't my best choice. I tend to pull funny on these, and my strips are always going off to the left. I don't know why. I know it's me, though, because it doesn't do it for everyone else. So sorry. Okay, here we go. That looks close to even. What do you guys think? I hope so. I'm going to put that right there, and then I take this guy and put him right down here. And that's it. That's card number 2, which I think looks better than the original because I like the 2 strands better, though I do like that this is up higher. And I love the more narrow piece. So that's card 2. Oops, I didn't glue this down inside, but I can do that later. Let me switch some things around and get rid of this guy whose little tape is out here somewhere. I know you're enjoying looking at my scissors. I'm sorry. Let me get rid of my take a pick tool. All right, this is the card we're going to make now. And I'm going to tell you, I had so much fun creating this card. I saw a really pretty floral card like this, and they had ribbon around it. And I was actually working on this, and so I thought, I wonder if I could do that. So what I did was took a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. I scored it 2 inches, and I scored it 5 1/2. I used a circle punch and punched out a little moon shape, and I used tear and tape and turned that back, and that made a place for a gift card. And then I just finished the card and did the suit on the front. So let's show you how I did that. Got all these various things here, punches, etc. Ooh, don't fall and make noise. All right, as I told you before, I have already cut my pieces. And I think, yep, I did go ahead and score. And I am still missing both, not one, but both of my Stampin' Up bone folders. Okay, so the first thing I did was I punched this. And this time I'm going to be even smarter. And this is the piece that's going to go on top. And so that they line up nicely, I'm just going to punch both at once. Well, I will if I can get that one to stop sliding on my finger. Okay, so I'm just taking the edge and going in a wee bit. And there we go. Now I've got my little pieces all set. And what I used for this was the 1 3/4 inch punch. A circle punch. Alright, then I took our tear and tape, tape and tear, whatever you want to call this. This holds things very securely, like when you're doing boxes or things like this that will get some use. You know, there will be in and outs of this with a card, so with a gift card. So I want it to be a little bit stronger. Now I could probably use our Stampin' Seal Plus, but I'm going to go ahead and do it the old school way with the tear and tape. Okay. Now I just want to adhere that really well. And remember how I said I didn't need the pick-a-punch? Well, guess who needs the pick-a-punch? Okay. Because the pick-a-punch is generally, yeah, really good with taking off the coating but leaving the adhesive, which is, you know, nice. All right. Except on this one. And guess what? It wanted to pull up the adhesive. Well, that's so not cool. There's always one in every group, and it's going to be that one that does not want to cooperate. Okay, so all I did then was fold this in, and while I have this open, I'm going to get out my trusty fine tip glue. And this, by the way, is more of the Designer Series paper, the Handsomely Suited. Okay, so there's that. And then the other thing that goes on the inside of the card is this piece right here. And as long as I'm gluing, I'm just going to go ahead and zip around the edges here. This glue is very strong. I don't know if you've tried our Tombow glue, but we also have fine tip applicators, which are wonderful. I'm kind of wiping that off. It dries clear, but I still want it gone. Alright, now this piece of cardstock is to go right here, so that when you close that, you still have a place to write, but it isn't going to show out the side. Sorry, I keep pulling things toward me to work, and I confess, it's like I think I'm the only one here and I'm just talking to myself. Okay, at the moment I cannot see your comments and questions, but I will get back to those very, very soon. Okay, now while I'm also here, where is my strip? He's right here. So let's just check the width from here to here. Should be 2 inches. So I think I want this guy to go about right there. And when I say about right there, I mean, you know, right there. So what I'm going to do is hold the upper part there with my finger, maybe, and just run some glue down to grab it. And hope that it's straight, and wipe off that little dab. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me put a little dab back up at the top here to hold the top down. Alright, so now I'm ready for the front of the card. The front of the card is kind of fun. So what I did was I started with a white shirt. So I just cut a piece, you know, like a rectangle of white cardstock to serve as a background. And it, you know, I was more concerned with it being 4 inches tall than exactly how wide it was. It just needed to be narrower than what I was using. And yes, I did get it on crooked, and yes, it is bothering me, even though you're only going to see a little of it. Okay. Next, we're going to, this is where it gets crazy, because you have to make all of this work together. So next, I'm going to put glue just on the outsides of the jacket front, so that I can kind of lay things out, but then go back and really glue them down in the middle, because I have to do a few more things in the middle. So again, I'm going to just do the outside edge and put it over here near the edge. And it's on there straight. And these guys will overlap a little at the bottom, and that's okay. So then I need to take my shirt, and again, I'm going to glue edges. And I slide the collar in because, you know, the lapels go under there. Okay. And they're pretty straight. So the next thing I need to add is the tie. Now the tie, because it's long, you know, is too long for this card. So what I'm going to do is, sure I am, I'm going to get my pick-a-punch, and I'm going to kind of lift right here and put this guy right up here where he should go if he was a tie. Maybe just a little higher, because he's right up there snug. And then we just lift those back, and we make sure that tie is straight. And we come down here and just cut off the tie right at the white. Oh, it's still slipping on me, sorry. So to keep it from slipping around, even though it's glued at the top, now that I have it cut, I can put a little glue on the back. All it takes is a little. And push him down. And go ahead and adhere this side down. And again, it doesn't take a great deal of adhesive, just, you know, enough to kind of hold it there. Uh-oh, do you see what I see? I see some collar sticking out up here. That's going to make me unhappy. So I'm going to grab my little scissors and try to snip that off. Better. Okay. Now the next thing to go on here is the lapels. Now the lapels are very dark, and so I was wondering what I could put on them to make the edges stand out a little. And I thought that this lighter gray would work, but then when I do this, it actually turns out to be pretty dark. I don't know if you can tell that, but I feel like it just blackened those edges up quite a bit. So I decided to just go with that because it adds just a little definition there. I was actually thinking I'd pick up the lighter gray, but that did not happen. Okay, so we've got lapels, and I just used a little, what are these called? Ink spot to do that. Alright, now I'm going to do this and get these guys on the back, and I'm not sure how far down they go. I don't remember because I made the other card, a couple days ago. Oh, fits pretty well actually. So there's one, and you can see where I have that standing out, that color standing out, but I'm also just going to roll that up a little bit so you can see those lapels better. And oops, sorry. Here's number 2. And again, the same thing. I'm just going to roll those lapels up just a little bit. Okay. Pretty cute, huh? So, the last thing I'm going to do is find my stamping cardstock scrap and the die I said I would use earlier. And this was a bit of a surprise. What I'm going to use is Poppy Parade. And this surprised me. I tried Our Real Red and I tried Cherry Cobbler, but Poppy Parade matches this color the most closely. So that's what I'm going to do. Yay. And again, I just used a stamp for this, a punch, but the one I used is our new oval and scalloped oval. And I really want just, I should have done it the other way around. I really want just the oval, not the scalloped part for this, because, it's manly, not girly. So, there we go. That looks, almost good. That looks better, but I'm still not happy. Yeah, I'm being really fussy. I'm sorry. I'll just punch it out. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to grab those dimensionals again. Yes, I do like my dimensionals. And pop this on here and here. Pull that off. And put this right across here, so that our guy knows he can have a happy birthday. And that's it. Those are my 3 cards for today. So we have these 2. And let me go back over here and grab this guy and put him in. And hopefully you can see all of those. I'll move them around a little better in just a minute. I say as I continue to move them around. There we are. I also have one more I can show you that I've made with this same set. This one was even a little more detailed, and that is this suit coat. Oops, I got something on his shirt. And he has white buttons and a bow tie. I like a bow tie. He has, the pocket up here, and he has a silk hanky to match his bow tie. And then this is an easel card. So it stands up like this to wish a happy birthday. And if you want to write, you can write up in here, so if it's on display, nobody else can see it. But yeah, this one was also done with this same set. Anyone who purchases this bundle, the Handsomely Suited, between now and the end of the month, will get these 4 cards cut, all the elements cut, and mailed to you, and then you will use your own inks and your own stamp and die set to put them together. So let me see if I can switch over here and show you my monthly, I don't know if I can or not, my hostess code. Let me go down here. Maybe I can, and maybe I can't. It's huge. Let me just size it down a little bit and see if that's better. That is better. All right, here we go. Right underneath, when you're ordering and you open your checkout cart, way down underneath it says host code or hostess code. I can't remember which. I think it says host code. And this is the number you would put in for the host code. Unless, of course, your order is $150 or more. And then I want you to be your own hostess and to get your own rewards. Also remember that until the end of this month, for every $50 in product you order, you can order something out of the Celebration catalog. I'm giving everyone just a moment to write that number down or to take a screenshot. And then I'm going to go back and, all right, gone. Okay. Then I'm going to go back and show you this. So until the end of the month, with every $50 you order, you can pick something out of this catalog for free. I have to tell you, I really like the designer series papers. There's this Darling Donkey stamp set. There's this gorgeous, gorgeous paper blooms. This was one of my favorite things. It's the Ombre designer series paper. There are 48 sheets of it, and again, it would be for free. There's Approaching Perfection. I can't say that. Approaching Perfection. Birthday stamp. Okay, this is really pretty. It doesn't look it here, but it really is this corner bouquet. This one's really sweet, and I confess I used some of this for next week's sympathy card class. Okay, this paper, it's called Flowers and Fields. This is great. I have seen so many pretty cards made with this. If you spend $100, you could take either you could take 2 of everything from before, or you can take this Touch of Ink card, which is stamp set, which is so pretty. I can talk. And then also for $100 in sales, there is the Berry Blessing stamp set and Berry Beautiful designer series paper, which also coordinates with something in the January to June mini catalog. So I just wanted to remind you of that. But again, anyone who orders the Handsomely Suited from me, the whole bundle, between now and the end of the month, I will send you these 4 cards all cut and ready to go. So thank you so much for watching me tonight. I'm so sorry I had technical difficulties earlier. That was just crazy. And hopefully I will be back again soon. Have a good evening.